All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, we got Angelina Sol in the house. We're going to talk briefly about her background and the upcoming personal development conference she'll be hosting called Unleash Your Greatness Transformation Through Creation. Angelina, take it away.
Yes. Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Ace, for
You're
having
so
me
welcome.
and being willing to do this interview. I am so excited to be putting on this summit. It is about transformation, change through creation. What is creation? It means that all of us are put on this earth to be creative and have a creative outlet. And I've interviewed all of these amazing people, including the amazing Ace, who talk about, yes, to talk about how to channel that creativity because it's not
Sure.
only an outlet,
Sure.
it's also an opportunity. And whether you're doing it as a hobby or you're doing it as a profession, it doesn't really matter. I strongly believe that there is something deeply inside all of us that calls out to have this creativity. And when we do not access it, when we do not activate it, it can be harmful in many ways. It creates
Right.
dissatisfaction in what you're doing in your daily life, in your job, especially if you have a particular calling that you're supposed to do,
Hmm.
and just being able to express those things that maybe were stunted during
Right.
childhood. Maybe were told that you couldn't do it, and I want people to know you can do it, you can pursue it, and you have no idea what amazing things can come from that.
And obviously, a lot of us are working in jobs that are considered quote unquote uncreative or not creative. And so I will say this, I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm just not creative." And I
Right.
feel like our society has driven this out of us a little bit because in schools, in the workplace, in schools we have dropped art, right? For many schools that are public, and in the workplace, oh, well, you do what you do. So it's easy to then assume I'm not a creative person. And creativity is not just drawing and
Right.
and designing things. I mean, creativity can be your verbal acumen. Creativity can be the way you redo your car. Creativity can be how you
Right.
do your nails, how you dress. So I feel like oftentimes we are just not aware of how we actually are creative in our day-to-day life. So I think in that sense, I love the train of thought that goes behind your conference.
Yeah, so you're exactly what you're saying. So you have opportunities to be creative in many facets of your life. It's
Hmm.
expression. And so what we're
Right.
really talking about is allowing yourself to express whatever that may be. Expression, because sometimes, especially in a job, in a corporate job, we have to monitor ourselves.
Sure.
Using my definition of emotional intelligence is when you don't say what you really want to say because you get to keep your job while someone else who is misbehaving gets to act any kind of way. We are constantly having to censor ourselves,
Sure.
censor how we feel, censor our expression. And
Right.
so creativity is just a form of expressing who you are. And again, limiting that expression is so much more detrimental, um, than what people realize. But more importantly, when you do get a chance to be creative in whatever that happens to be, there are several examples in the summit of people who are expressing, everyone is expressing some level of creativity,
Sure.
but the heights to which it can go.
Right.
A couple of people are in the film industry and they decided, you know what, I want to create something and I'm going to make that my sole occupation. and
Hmm.
they've become extremely successful by making that creative venture their job, their dream. There's several people who are there in the summit who have turned their creativity into $1 million companies. Something that
Hmm.
can't necessarily, I'll just say it's harder to have that happen when you have a day job, and I'm all for day jobs. But if
Sure.
you are expressing yourself in some way, it just makes all of your life that much better. You become a richer human being emotionally and mentally.
I have a follow-up question. So obviously the overarching theme of your conference is transformation through creation. And what one is your hope for the participants of the conference, what they'll go through or take away after the conference one, and then what should participants expect from this conference two?
So I think the expectation of the conference is that you are going to be motivated, inspired, and you're going to get the permission that you might need in order to explore whatever it is that may be of interest to you that is creative. I think I
Right.
answered your second question first. And your first
Right.
question,
Mhm.
um, tell me your first question one more time. What are they going to
So
get
I
out of it?
said,
And
what are you hoping for your audience to take?
yes, my hope for my audience. My hope for my audience is that you see a part of yourself in one of the speakers, and that
Mhm.
you know that that person's journey could be your journey if you so choose. I
Right.
want you, as someone participating in this summit, to take something and now take a new action about
Okay.
how you are going to create something. How are you going to go on this journey? Whether that is through writing, dancing, painting, maybe you get involved volunteering for some kind of charitable organization that is important to you, but you're able to make a difference that is
Mhm.
going to impact your life in such a significant way that you are changed completely because of it.
I like that. I mean, that's a big task, right?
Yeah,
For the people who present, but then also for the audience, because I feel like you can fairly easily get motivated and inspired. However, then going from that to taking action is a challenge. So another two questions arise. Like, is there any tools then that help people take action after the conference? One, and let me just get the second question out too, because I think it's more important. So let's address that first, actually. Who is this conference for, and how can the people participate? Because believe it's a free conference.
it is.
Can you share that real quick, and then we'll get to the first question that I actually posed?
Yes. So to join the free summit, you just have to go to yesunleashyourgreatness.com and forward slash, I believe I have your handle as Ace K Baker. Is
Yes,
that right? For your
that is correct.
So please go to yesunleashyourgreatness.com forward slash Ace ACEK Baker to sign up for the summit.
So it's, say that just one more time.
Yes. Yes. Unleashyourgreatness.com forward slash Ace K Baker.
Thank you. And then who is it really for?
So if you are feeling like something is missing in your life, if you are feeling like, I'm not saying, I'm not diagnosing depression, but if there is some kind of sadness, and
Or your
you're not
situation,
as
right? Just
fulfilled as you would
you,
like to
yes.
be, then this conference is for you, because I want to open up that door to what fulfillment feels like and looks like. A lot of
That's
people are searching for their purpose.
Right.
And this is not specifically, oh, you're going to find your purpose, but you are going to find a door to getting closer to what that may be. I do not know many people who are actively creating something who feel a sense of misery or emptiness. It's almost like you can't be creating something that you're excited about, that you're happy about, that you're passionate about, and feel empty and depressed and not valued at the same time.
I hear
Um,
you. I was
yeah,
gonna re I was gonna recap that briefly. So, in a nutshell, ladies and gents, boys and girls, right? If you're going to work and life may feel a little dull, that's an indicator of something lacking in your life. So if you've wanted to bring more fun, more creativity, or just something that gives you more purpose and maybe a reason to get out of bed in the morning, then those type of summits can help you get inspired and help you get motivated. You still have to take the action. And that's where my second question came in. What tools, or if any, will be available after the conference? Is there anything where people who, really like what they learned can follow up and maybe have a little bit more support? Is there something like that available? Or
yes,
can you?
it will be available. I will be offering a VIP sign up where people will be able to participate in a workshop with me. I'm also going to be teaching a romance writing course for
Ooh,
women called Write Your Romance,
I love
where
that.
you will get to be the star of your own story. And if your interest is in creative writing and rewriting your life story and your future, I am going to be holding the hand of the women who join this course through the entire process so that they have a finished novella at the end that is going to be published. So, if nothing else, to have your own book and then have the skill of writing a novel in your hands to do that for the rest of your life if you want to is something I will be offering in addition to this course. But I also will be consolidating the tips that each speaker has offered into a little like another video where I break down
Sure.
exactly what your takeaways are, what you can do, what you can work on, because I really all of these things can be really great and wonderful, but sometimes it's hard to find, what are the action steps if I want to do something
Correct.
in this
That is the
area.
hardest part because you run around, you're like, oh, this was great. You just feel it, but you haven't synthesized what's great. So that you're
Right.
helping that with that is wonderful. Angelina, I wanted to say, before we transition and talk just a little bit about who you are and why you're even hosting this and what qualifies you for it or whatnot, I want to say, is there anything you'd like to share with our viewers today about the conference that we haven't covered?
Well, I want you to know that there are going to be, I think I have 12 speakers,
Wonderful.
and they are in different industries. So
Mhm.
you ace are, in wealth development and personal development. You're a wealth manager, and I from our conversation I know people getting their finances in alignment, and you have your YouTube channel where you get to be creative and help people at the same time, which is amazing. I
Uh,
have a few people in the skincare industry who've had a lot of success with that. I have someone who's couple of people who are Hollywood producers who've had extreme success, a celebrity stylist who helps people build their confidence because what you're putting on your outside might actually be affecting how you feel on the inside. And then some people who are life coaches who really know about getting someone from the place of, wow, everything is kind of out of alignment. I've been living my parents' fantasy of what my life is, to oh, wow, this is really what I want. How do I get there? Let me move in that direction because it's calling to me. So
Wonderful.
there's, a little something for everyone, but all in all of these people have even transformed their own lives by
Mm,
making that creative thing a focus because it brings so much joy. And I guess another part of that is when you're involved in something creative is it can lead to something completely different. One of the
absolutely.
conversations I had yesterday where a woman was involved with dance, she partnered with a homeless center and raised awareness in her whole community about the homeless challenge, and it brought more people together and it brought more resources. She also worked on something regarding climate change and bringing
Hmm.
awareness to that. So it can be more than just, oh well, I like to do this thing that's fun. It can turn into something where you are changing issues and making a difference that affects us all on a kind of, in a more, how can I put it,
Profound,
just
perhaps.
profound way than you
Yeah,
may have originally anticipated.
that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Angelina, if you like, share also where the participants and the viewers of this video can find you. I don't know if you share your personal
Yes,
platform.
yes, yes. Absolutely. So on Instagram, you can find me at welcome to your greatness.
Whoop, whoop.
Welcome to your greatness.
I love it.
And
Let's
also
go.
Angelina Sol, the Angelina Sol on LinkedIn. You can message me there. I'm on TikTok. I think it's the Angelina Sol. I'm trying to be everywhere. Facebook, the
Hmm.
Angelina Sol. So um, find me if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer. I'm happy to share. Um, and just kind of a little bit about my story. I was in corporate America for forever as a corporate trainer, and I did some other things along the way. But I always knew that I wanted to pursue my passion of being in music and singing.
Hmm.
Another thing that we have in common.
Right.
So one of my posts I mentioned this, and I think this is kind of one of the triggers of why I wanted to put something like this together. When I
Hmm.
was 24 years old, a guy told me, "You know what? You're too old to become a singer." And I'm like, and I believed him. It's like 24, I'm too
Great
old. Oh
thing
my
to say,
gosh.
right? Great thing to say to somebody who is getting there
Right.
bad and has talent, right?
And I this person, I don't know how old he was. I'm guessing he might have been
Probably
20 or 30
200,
years older than I was, telling me I was
200 years
too
older.
old.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, but I did it anyway. And that's the thing. A lot of times we're told we can't do something, but my
No,
heart
whatever.
longed to sing. And it's just when I've been on stage, when I've been on TV singing, it has been the most exhilarating feeling I have ever had. And I want everyone to know what that feels like, whatever that is for you. Being in a song, writing a song or
Right.
being in that zone state when you're creating something, no drugs, no nothing, just like, you just feel this. It's the most incredible feeling,
Yeah.
right? So, well,
No,
one of the
I
most
would say,
incredible feelings.
so I would say this. I rapped in Germany for 7, 8 years, and being in the studio, co-creating with other musicians and other creators. I mean, I had songs where I randomly met a guy who played the trumpet, a jazz trumpet, and it was wonderful. So we brought him in. He did magical work for us, and you just sit there and you feel the energy. So I do agree with that. There's a lot of joy that comes out of bringing something, creating something out of nothing, and then sharing that with other people who
Yes.
can, in an ideal world, some of them like your art,
Yeah.
and they'll become supporters, right? And that pushes you to keep going.
Yes. Yes. And when people like it, You don't know what impact you are making on other people because you were brave enough to create something. I mean,
Absolutely.
I've sung and maybe I was looking away or maybe I closed my eyes for a moment and I open them and I see someone's crying.
Right.
And it's because of my song. It kind of takes me aback. I'm like, "Ah, oh, I didn't,
Well, that's the
but
story
it's
too, right?
they're moved and everyone has that power and the feeling is great that you are going to get, but the impact that you have on other people is really where it becomes especially magical, and I want everyone to have that. You're on earth, you're alive, you're here to feel that feeling.
Yeah, that's very solid. Before we part, is there anything globally you'd like to share? And I think at the end, when we say goodbyes, please do share your all of your information just one more time in case people have dropped off or coming to us late. But is there anything else globally you'd like to share about yourself, the conference, anything you'd like to highlight?
I just I want people to take advantage of this free summit because these are some amazing people who have been generous with their time, who you may never get the opportunity to hear because they're living in their creativity. They aren't doing summits, they're not speaking on stages, they don't, need to go out and sell and get people's
Sure.
attention because they're so great at what they do. They're able to be successful in that way. And so please take advantage of being able to hear from them and what they have to say about their journey.
And
It's a unique opportunity.
yes, I love it that you made that free for everybody. So what I'd say is I will also share and post more information as you send it my way. One, and then two, I'd say we'll dive into your background in another video at another time in more depth if people are interested in getting to know you and what you do outside of this conference in more detail. So that's great. And kudos to you again for putting this on. I
Thank you.
really love having you here. So please go ahead and share your handles just one more time and the
Yes.
link to the conference. I would appreciate that.
Yes. So you can find me on Instagram at Welcome to Your Greatness, LinkedIn, Angelina Sol, TikTok, Angelina Sol, Facebook, Welcome to Your Greatness, Angelina Sol. And more importantly for this, yes, unleash yourgreatness.com/Ace K Baker to
I
sign
love
up.
that. Super
It
cool.
starts next Monday, July 29th through August 2nd. You sign up and you are going to be sent the videos of these amazing interviews every single morning. You can watch them at your leisure and you will have access to them for that full week.
I think that's really amazing. So thank you for doing that, Angelina. Thank you so much for being here today. We got Los Angeles and Angelina in the house, and then you truly sits in San Diego. But ladies and gents, boys and girls, thank you so much for tuning in, spending a little time with us today, and then hopefully participating in the conference. Angelina, thank you as well. That's
Thank
all good
you,
stuff.
Ace. Thank you so much.
And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you on the flip side. Peace.
Bye.